What's up, guys? Parker Talks is back. Today I will be doing my predictions for week 3 of the NFL football season. Last week I was 14-2, getting my record up to 23-9. Go ahead and base off my predictions if you actually want to bet in real life. I'm just kidding. But yes, I am 23-9. I'm just always excited to do these predictions for you guys, and let's get going. So what I normally do in these videos is go in discussion about 10 games in the NFL for each week. So the other 6 games I'm just going to briefly mention right now. So I have Cleveland beating Washington at home, Philly beating Cincinnati at home, the Colts beating the Jets at home, Chargers beating the Panthers at home, which the Panthers will have Christian McCaffrey out for 4 to 6 weeks. The Cardinals are also going to, I think, win at home against the Lions, and then I think Tampa Bay is going to go on the road and defeat the Broncos. I know there's been some teams that I haven't gone in depth that much for, and I'm going to be trying to cover as many of those teams that I haven't talked about today, but unfortunately I'm going to have to leave 2 out till next week. I'm sorry, Jets and Lions fans. I will talk about you guys in week 4 for whatever matchup you have for week 4. So first up, we have the Thursday night football game between the 0-2 Dolphins and the 1-1 Jacksonville Jaguars, and this is going to be in Jacksonville. So this game is between 2 Sunshine State teams. This could be a heated rivalry game, but I think Jacksonville is going to win this game. They were very close to beating the Tennessee Titans. It was very close game throughout that game, and Gardner Minshew played really well. He was just slinging the ball all the way around. They have so many really young receivers, but really good and talented receivers like DJ Chark and Keelan Cole, and also a rookie from Colorado named Laviska Shenault was very adamant in their team, not only catching the ball but also running as well. And James Robinson, who was a rookie on their team, played incredibly well in their game against the Titans. The Dolphins have played pretty well substantially against their opponents so far, and tried to keep it close, just wasn't able to win those games. But I'm going to go with Jacksonville in this game by about a touchdown or 7 points. The second game I have is the Tennessee Titans being a 2.5-point favorite at the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings have allowed the second to most points in the league on defense, and they haven't been able to stop anybody on their drives on defense. Now, the Tennessee Titans, Derrick Henry is second in the league in rushing with 200 yards, yet it doesn't even feel like that. If you watch those games, what Tennessee Titans fans are saying is that they can't get the running game going, because you see Ryan Tannehill at 4th in the league in passer rating. Tannehill has been doing a great job, and this is one of the best times that Tannehill has ever been playing. He's been doing a great job of getting the ball to different receivers, even when the running game hasn't been working, as teams are trying to stop the running game for the Tennessee Titans. Ryan Tannehill's career passer rating in Miami was around 87, and you see 120 right now. This is even better than he was playing late last season. And with Derrick Henry not being able to run the ball, Tannehill has been able to step up and throw the ball to receivers. Now, the Minnesota Vikings don't have the best rush defense, so I'm going to see Derrick Henry even do much better in this game, and I feel like the Titans are going to get back into that swing of running the ball again, even though Derrick Henry still has the second most rushing yards in the NFL. So I'm going to go with the Tennessee Titans in this one, but it definitely can be a very close game. The Vikings are always sneaky. Next, we have Chicago going to Atlanta. Now, can you say this is the best 0-2 team versus the worst 2-0 team? I mean, possibly. Whatever it is, I think this is going to be another close game, because the Falcons can just not seem to have a game that's always close, and they always end up losing in the end, just like that Dallas Cowboys game last weekend where they just did not execute the onside kick very well. Their defense just cannot stop anybody. Now, on their offense, you look at their offense and you think, well, how are they not winning these games? I mean, they're second in passing in the league, second in receiving. Calvin Ridley has 239 receiving yards. They're 4th in total offense and 5th in scoring. I mean, you think of all those factors, and the Falcons are doing very well in offense, getting these drives done, but yet they're not winning these games. On the other side, the Chicago Bears are finding ways to win close games, as they beat Detroit and also the New York Giants. Now, the only problem I have is that those teams are just not the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons are my surprise team, and the Bears are basically my team that I picked at like 6-10 that are surprising me. I think this is going to be a close game. In the end, I think the Falcons are going to win, and if they don't win in this game, then I just can't bet on them anymore. But it's going to be a close game. Just watch out. This is going to be one of the games of the week. Next is the Rams going to Buffalo, being a 2.5-point underdog in this game. Now, I haven't talked about Buffalo at all this season because of the teams they play more than Buffalo, and so I'm excited to talk about Buffalo. This is a great team. I mean, Josh Allen is first in the league in passing and about second or third, I think, in passer rating in the NFL. They are leading the league in receiving yards, and also Stephon Diggs, who they acquired from the Vikings in this offseason, has 239 receiving yards as well. Both of these teams are top 5 in the NFL in total offense, and also the Rams, even with trading away Todd Gurley, they are still third in the league in rushing for all the NFL. So these are both high-flying teams, and they're both playing well. Jared Goff is definitely handling this offense very well, as is Josh Allen in only his second year in the NFL. This is going to be a great game. I have Buffalo doing really well this season, like possibly an 11-5 team. And I'm just going to go, they both have great defenses too. I'm going to just go with Buffalo because they're at home. Could be a long trip for the Rams. It's going to be very close, and I'm going to slightly go by a field goal with the Buffalo Bills. Next, we have the Patriots being a 6-point favorite against the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, the Raiders, I predicted to beat the Saints as my upset in last week, and they did win in that game, and they looked very good in that game. But the Patriots losing to the Seahawks also looked very good in that game. The Seahawks I have as my best team record-wise in the NFL at the end of the year. And the Patriots with, Cam Newton leading both as the quarterback, rushing and on that team, and also like Julian Edelman just with over 230 yards receiving on the Patriots is driving that offense, and plus being at home is going to help for the Patriots as well. As you have the Raiders increasing in how well they're doing this year, and the Patriots just kind of like steady after losing to the Seahawks, but not badly. They almost could have won that game. The Patriots are going to regain momentum, as I think they're going to win against the Raiders in this game. Next, we have the Giants being a 4-point underdog against the 49ers at home. Now, I really want to talk about this game because there's just injuries on both sides. First, let's talk about the Giants, as we have Saquon going to be out for the season, and that's definitely, no one wants to see that, especially the Giants, as now they're going to have Dion Lewis probably starting at their running back position, which is not something you want to see, and with their depth chart being very low as well. And Daniel Jones is not playing of what many people thought he could play at those expectations for this season. Then you go to the 49ers, who are looking to be in the playoffs, and then you have, after like 2 consecutive plays, you have Nick Bosa and Solomon Thomas both tear their ACL and be out of the season. You have Jimmy G was hobbling a lot of the game. He still tried to play through that, and he's going to play this weekend, but he is not at 100%. Then you have Raheem Mostert, who is going to be out in this week as well, who was leading the 49ers in both receiving and rushing, and I'm not exactly sure when he'll be back, but look for Jerick McKinnon to have a big role in the 49ers offense. You also have like George Kittle, who was out in this last game, and he'll be back soon, but you just have so many things going on. Now, the Giants, unfortunately for them, are just not a good team. 49ers are easily going to win this game, I think, by at least 10 points, but it doesn't look great for the 49ers for this year, especially on defense, especially if they want to get to the playoffs. My upset for the weekend is the Houston Texans being a 4-point underdog going to Pittsburgh and winning that game. Now, Pittsburgh has a better defense. TJ Watt is leading the league with 2.5 sacks in the NFL, and that defense is playing amazing. They are, I believe, second in the NFL in sacks. Also, but they also have 3 receivers above 100 yards as well, as Benny Snell is also doing well and has more yards than James Conner. I told you, Benny Snell can definitely be a good addition to that Pittsburgh Steelers offense. But I just can't see the Texans going 0-3. What I really like about the Texans is that David Johnson is actually doing a great role in that Texans offense. and Brandon Cooks is playing really well for the Texans as well. If I see a game coming down to the wire against Big Ben and Deshaun Watson, I'm going to go with Deshaun Watson. I know they're 0-2, but they've gone against great teams so far, and that's just a tough break for them. I think it's the game for them to win their first game of the season. Next up, we have the Seahawks being a 5-point favorite against the Dallas Cowboys. First, let's talk about the Cowboys as they had a great comeback win against the Atlanta Falcons in front of their home crowd, and they're playing great on offense. I mean, they have Dak Prescott is third in the NFL in passing yards, and they are second in the league in receiving yards. They're also in the top 5 in total offense in the NFL as well. You have Ezekiel Elliott running with at third in the NFL in rushing, and Ezekiel Elliott is playing really well, even though you can just see Dak Prescott becoming that star that many people want him to become. You see that even more than Ezekiel Elliott, which is what their team is supposed to be behind. But then you go to the Seahawks, and Russell Wilson just looks like he's going to be that MVP candidate this year. It's just making me believe even more that I think the Seahawks can have the best record in the NFL. He's also the first in passer rating in the NFL and top 5 in passing yards in the NFL as well. Russell Wilson is just leading this team like he can just give the ball to great players like DK Metcalf, like Chris Carson. I know the Dallas Cowboys have those players as well that I can definitely list off as well. But the Seahawks, they're at home still. They're not going to have to go to Dallas in front of their crowd. Seahawks already had a great win against the Patriots. That was a close game, and I think this could be definitely very similar to last week. I'm going to go with the Seahawks in a slight edge in this game. Next up, we have Green Bay being a 3-point underdog against the Saints. Now, actually, just as I was researching, I feel like I just changed my mind, and I'm going to go with the Packers in this game. Now, the Packers are leading the league in rushing, as you have Aaron Jones also leading the league in rushing. You have them number 1 in total offense. You have them number 1 in points scored, and you also have, Aaron Rodgers still doing his thing at number 5 in passer rating in the NFL as well. Now, it's not that I didn't believe in Aaron Rodgers, it's just I honestly didn't believe in the Packers, but they are definitely proving me wrong, as they are still moving the ball around and getting points this way and that. The Saints, I feel like, have better weapons, but Michael Thomas was out last week as they did lose to the Raiders. Kamara had a big game, but Drew Brees just wasn't himself in this game. I was originally going to pick the Saints because I think Drew Brees is going to come back and do his thing like he always does. He's not going to fall off a cliff like people might think, but he's going to get back and do his thing. I just feel like Aaron Rodgers is hot right now, and if he can get this Packers team into like a great record for this season, I mean, put him up there in the MVP candidates as well. And I'm going to say this is going to be a really close game. I'm going to go with the Packers, actually, in this game. So I forgot to mention that Green Bay-New Orleans game is a Sunday night football game. And then my last game, Monday Night Football, is the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Baltimore Ravens. And they're basically just spoiling us with all these great primetime NFL games. And these are, the 2 best teams in the AFC. First, let's go to the Ravens, who are 3.5-point favorites in this game. They are playing great on defense, and this is going to be a good matchup against them, their defense, and the Kansas City offense. Their defense, they have 2 interceptions and 6 sacks already in the season. And if you go to their offense, they're 3rd in scoring in the NFL and also 4th in rushing, and a lot of that is thanks to Lamar Jackson, obviously, who is playing really well this season. He is 2nd in passer rating in the NFL. And their rushing attack is thanks to a lot of depth on their running game as well. And they're really giving the ball to a lot of players, both running and passing the ball, which is just making Lamar Jackson a better player. Now we can go to the Kansas City Chiefs side, where their defense is not as good, but you can't have much of a better offense. I mean, don't even talk about Patrick Mahomes. Like, when you look at scoring in NFL on the leaderboards right now, you have Harrison Butker at number 1, their kicker, which obviously a kicker is going to get a lot of points. But then you also have Travis Kelce, you have Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and then you have Tyreek Hill. I mean, and you just have a lot of other weapons on that team as well. I feel like these are, these matchups throughout the years are going to be amazing when you have Mahomes versus Jackson. I feel like Lamar Jackson is going to win this game. because of him and all the people they're giving the ball to. Now, that doesn't mean if they meet again, maybe AFC Championship, there could be some karma, there could be some revenge, but in this game, I'm going to go with the Ravens. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I hope you guys enjoy all these predictions I do. Please click the like button, comment. This is a late nighter, so please. But I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. See ya.